guys, and welcome back to the MD Investor channel. The channel where we're talking about personal finance in all aspects. Setting goals, achieving goals, taking personal responsibility for our finance by studying and increasing our financial intelligence and teaching our children so we can break the cycle of generational poverty. We have a new video today, guys, but before we get into the new video, if there's people out there, friends, family, colleagues, co-workers, you think they benefit from this information, right? They're working hard but really not getting ahead like a hamster on a wheel. Let them know about MD Investor. We don't have an MBA. We don't have a CPA. We're a regular person who decided enough is enough and started studying and reading and taking control of their financial life. New video today, guys. Today's video, we're going to talk about stuff that we've talked about before. Assets, liability, balance sheet, cash flow. Okay? So you're definitely in for a good one today. Okay? What are assets? Assets are things that put money in your pocket. What are liabilities? Things that take money out of your pocket. Some things can be both depending. For example, the house that you live in, your primary residence, is a liability. Seems like a controversial thing, but because I know the American dream has been ingrained and drilled in our head that your house is an asset. But when you think about it, on a month-to-month basis, does your house put money in your pocket or take money out of your pocket? Every month. Mortgage, that's an expense. Insurance, utilities, if anything breaks, right? Landscaping. These are liabilities. But if you have the same house and you put a tenant in there and they're paying you rent every month, now it becomes an asset. Same thing with a car, right? You can have a car, you got the same car. One person uses the car as an Uber driver and as a business to make money. It's an asset. Other person uses the car, is driving around as a regular car. Liability, right? You have insurance, registration, maintenance, all that stuff. It is a liability. So there's a lot of confusion that goes out when you confuse the two, okay? How do rich people accumulate wealth? By accumulating assets. How do poor people remain poor? By accumulating liability. And there's a problem when you confuse the two, not knowing one from the other. Accumulating liability and think they are assets, okay? We're going to talk about income statement and balance sheet today. Income statement is basically the statement of your income and your expenses. The difference between the two is your cash flow. If your income and your expenses are equal, you have cash flow of zero. If your income is greater than your expense, then you have a positive cash flow. And if your expenses is larger than your income, which is not good, you have a negative cash flow. That's why we'll talk about living below your means, okay? Where your income is higher than your expenses. We're going to look at 3 examples. I think that's going to kind of help to make us understand how things happen, right? There's no accident. These are how things happen. Let's look at the income statement and balance sheet of a poor person. They have a job, 9-to-5 job, they're working, they're getting paid every 2 weeks or whatever. They get on payday, the income comes in, okay? And they have one source of income, their job. See that? Which is a lot of us are in that situation, right? Tell me about it. And it goes right out into expenses. They may have rent, they may have mortgage, they may have utilities, they may have credit card debt, all these things we talked about, right? And income goes in and it goes right out. This is what they call living check to check. This is what they call living check to check. Notice on the balance sheet, there is 0 assets. There is 0 assets. Why not? Because all their money is being spent on the expenses. There's nothing extra. There's no margin. There's nothing left over. There is no assets. All they have is liability. They can do this week after week, month after month. They can do this for 40 years. Now you know why mama and daddy and grandpa and uncle and auntie and all them who've been working as long as you can remember, why they're broke. This is why they're broke. They're broke because for 40 years even though they were employee of the month every month. I don't care. I don't care if they're employee of the month every single month. Because of this, they spent everything they had on their expenses and they had no assets. That's why they're broke. I don't care if you're employed the month every month. Now let's look at the middle class. You went to school, got a degree, whether you're an accountant or whether you're a dentist or a doctor or a lawyer, whatever. You went to school and you got a better job, 80, 90, 100,000, six figure. Same thing. One source of income, their job. Money comes in. I don't care what it is. Money comes in. And the first thing, let me go back, when you are middle class is what? What goes up? Your taxes go up. Because we know that poor people don't pay a lot of taxes because they don't have a lot of money. They're in a low marginal tax rate. Rich people don't pay a lot of taxes because they have smart CPAs, smart tax attorneys who are able to get tax write-off, tax loopholes, and a lot of them are job creators. And they're the tax incentive given by your government. So who pays all the taxes? Yes, the middle class. You were right. Give that girl or boy a star. Give that man a star. So their taxes go up. In addition to all the other expenses they have. Mortgage. They may have a timeshare, credit card, student loans because they went to school for a long time. So the money comes in through their one salary, their one source of income, their job. And where does it go? Directly to their liabilities. Mortgage, car loan. They may have a boat, they may have timeshare, a student loan, but the bottom line is the money comes in and it goes right out to their liability. And the problem with the middle class people is a lot of them think that their liabilities are assets. Yeah, I got a nice timeshare in Virginia. I got another one in Florida too. That's not an asset. But they think it is an asset. Yeah, man, I got 3 cars. That's not an asset. Draining money out of your pocket. That's how the middle class do it. Let's see how the wealthy people do it. So this is an income statement, balance sheet, same thing. The first thing you notice about the wealthy is that the asset column is full. See that? The first two, the poor and the middle class, nothing in the asset column. And I know a lot of you might be saying, well, I'm a middle class and I contribute to my 401k every month, which is good because you're going to need that when you're in your later years. But on a month-to-month basis, really, if your 401k put money in your pocket on a month-to-month basis, no, not really, right? It's tax deferred and you're going to touch that money, at 70, at 60? You can't touch that money before 59 and a half. So on a month-to-month basis, your 401k is really off limits, right? Unless there's penalties or something. Back to the drawing board. So the balance sheet is full. The asset column is full for the rich people because they've been taught that the way to wealth is assets. Such as real estate. Not your primary residence where you live, but rental property. Real estate. And assets such as stocks. Assets such as bonds. Assets such as notes. What are notes? There's some people out there who really are not credit worthy, so they may try to get a loan at a regular traditional bank, but because their credit score is not high enough, the bank may pass on them. But there's other avenues that have been created lately, such as peer-to-peer lending, so they may go on a site and get a loan from other private investors. And this person now has a note, and they'll collect interest. Intellectual property. So you have a patent, right? On something you invented, and every time they use it or whatever, you have to get paid. So this is how the wealthy work. They have lots of assets that create income. Okay? The real estate property create rental income. The stocks create dividend income. The bonds create interest. And maybe your savings account, you can put savings account as an asset that create interest. Not a lot of interest because we know that the big banks do not pay a lot of interest. And you may have notes. And so the wealthy have assets that create income. Notice what the wealthy don't have. That the poor and middle class do. A job, a salary. In the income category, there is no job, there is no salary. This is all passive income. And they use this passive income from their asset to fund or take care of their liabilities. That's why you could have two people both with a Mercedes-Benz. A rich guy with a Mercedes-Benz and a poor guy with a Mercedes-Benz. The poor guy with a Mercedes-Benz are going to have to work a lot of hours in his job to pay for the expenses, okay? Because he has no assets. But the same wealthy guy with a Mercedes-Benz, and you can put a Mercedes-Benz over here, Mercedes-Benz will be taken care of by all of his passive income from his assets. So guys, this is a quick video, guys, just for us to realize the difference between assets and liability. To also realize we have to increase our asset column. The way to fix this problem here, the poor person, to fix it, live below your means. So then, not everything that comes in will go to expenses. And the little extra that you have, you start buying assets, you start buying some dividend stocks, okay? So over time, you begin to build up dividends that will go over here, and then you can use that money to fund your liabilities, like your boat, like your vacation, and so on. Same thing for the middle class person, okay? So just another video guide to increase our financial IQ so we can teach our children and break the cycle of generational poverty. Okay? Again, this MBA Investor Guide encourages you guys to continue to study and read and grow. If there's people out there, friends, family, colleagues, who are struggling personally in financial matters, let them know about the MBA Investor Guide. Like I said, we don't have MBA or CPA, but we are motivated, we're energized, and we are definitely motivated and passionate about personal finance. Remember to command your money to grow, and I will see you on the next one.